What's up, my fellow Chibits? Today I'm here to bring you a discussion video on Toriko. Last night I made a thought so far, but I didn't put all my thoughts of what I really wanted to talk about because it was really late. But since I have finally caught up, I am actually finally caught up with Toriko. I'm on chapter 307, just finished it. Literally, I just finished it. It was quite the fun read. I had a lot of fucking fun reading Toriko. Like I said, my thoughts don't change. What a blast. These last 107 chapters of Toriko have been something else. Like, quality has risen since chapter 200. Like, oh my god, it has been so fucking fun. But anyways, I don't want to talk about the things I already talked about last night. I want to talk about a couple things. So, with this chapter, or the recent events going on, we have our new target. Our new target of what we need to collect. And it is Pear. Now, I'm going to be real here. I busted a gut. I straight up busted a gut when I found out what pear was. When I heard pear, I thought it was like a pear, or, you know, some type of fruit. And when we saw it in the tree, I was like, oh, okay. And then we found out what pear really was. It's Bambina, I think that's how you say his name, Bambina's nutsack, his scrotum, his testosterone, his testicles, family jewels, whatever name you want to call his jewels, or pear. Pretty much Toriko has to get his balls, okay? They gotta collect his fucking balls. And I'm thinking, like, they're gonna eat this dude's fucking balls. They're gonna eat this monkey's balls. And I'm like, I mean, I know there's some places somewhere out there in the world that actually do eat bull testicles and stuff like that. I know it's out there. It's a delicacy in some countries. So I will not put down, you know, people wanting to eat nut sacks. It's fine. The thing is like, oh my god, just the straight up the way Sunny acts in these chapters, like when the testicles are brought up, he's like, just call it treasure, just call it like treasure food, just call it something like that. I'm like, fucking, that shit's fucking good, man. That's just straight up fucking good. When I see that, I'm laughing my ass off, because that's the way I'd react. If I was Sunny, I would react the exact same way, because you're telling me one of the most delicate and like best food in the world, or freaking in the gourmet world, is pear, a monkey's scrotum. And I'm like, okay. I mean, that's Toriko. I mean, it's had some weird shit, so I guess I should have expected. But I mean, I think this is the first time I think I have ever seen balls pop up as a delicacy in Toriko. I think it really is. So, definitely bizarre. Now, I don't know how Bambina's gonna react to that. I mean, if you go grabbing a monkey scrotum, he's probably not gonna like that. I mean, if you were to grab a scrotum, you think he'd backhand you. He'd probably rip you in half. Let's just be honest here, okay? No, I take that back. He was just being playmates with Toriko and everybody, and he fucked them up. Like, oh my god, he fucked them up in 0.1 seconds. I'm like, whoa! Oh, shit! That was some Hunter x Hunter shit right there. That was straight up Hunter x Hunter shit. And I'm like, 0.1 seconds, man. Just, like, what the fuck? Like, Bambina did all that shit. And the scary part about this is that Bambina was just playing. He wasn't fighting. And he fucked Toriko, Sunny, Coco, and Zebra and all that pretty much up in 0.1 seconds. Well, Sunny didn't technically get fucked up, but I mean, he got lucky because he closed his eyes. But still, the point of the matter is, Bambina was just playing around, and he fucked them all up. Like, the dude, they were ants, or even smaller than ants. They were like cell level. Like, they were little cells. Or no, cells would actually be a compliment because, you know, gourmet cells and stuff like that. So I guess they were even smaller than cells. They were atoms, okay? They were fucking atoms. That's how they were compared to Bambina in that entire scene. And I'm like, they just got wrecked so hard. Like, that was some Yuppie shit right there. That was straight up Yuppie shit. When I saw that, I'm like, dude, that is literally freaking Yuppie stuff I'm seeing from Hunter x Hunter. And it's not just that, okay? The overall aspect of how Bambina's introduction was, when we found out about this, like one of the 8 Beast Kings, when we found out about his personality, I was really intrigued. Like, here's the thing, okay? As I said in my thoughts last night about Toriko so far, pretty much I talked about how pretty much it reminds me a lot of Hunter x Hunter because of narrations. Now, I never said that the writing level was on that Togashi level. I want to be honest here. In my opinion, it still is not on the writing level of, like, the Chimera Ant arc. But when it comes to inner narrations, and it comes with the battle scenes, and the set it for the battle, and stuff like that, and some of the foreshadowing, like the scars on Toriko, oh, holy mother of, whoa, like, damn. But anyways, the thing is, the narrations are one thing I really keyed in on these past, like, 100 chapters. Those narrations are something I really, really love in shonen, or any manga when I read, because it like, cast aside the standard shonen cliche, like, you know, technically some shonen have, Bleach, for instance, not to put Bleach down, but Bleach has the, you know, characters spouting out their moves to their enemy. And I am glad Toriko actually has this inner narrations, like Hunter x Hunter does, or you have the inner monologues of the characters. That shit I freaking respect, and that's something barely any shonen I currently read at this moment, as I'm currently reading, does. And to see that, I'm like, yes, 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 yes. And that's why I get those Hunter x Hunter vibes. And it's not that either. It's not just the narration, but it's the way, I don't know who the mangaka of the series is, I want to be honest, but it's the way the mangaka of this series actually goes in depth with certain aspects of his world, like 100G Mountain, Enbu, Bambina, finding out about, like, how Bambina froze this mountain, this giant ass mountain. Like, oh my god, that mountain was fucking ridiculous. That was like Mount Fuji level. You see this mountain slung across the fucking ocean. It's a skipping stone. A mountain skipping stone. And then the freaking mangaka went in depth with the cross of the surface of the circumference of how far this fucking mountain skipped on the ocean all the way around the world. Around the fucking world. Hit Bambina in the face. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, man, the in-depth writing with some of these things, it seems pointless at first, but it proves a point. It proves a point of the hype, the actual character. Like, Bambina is not someone you do not want to fuck with. Like, straight up, the 8 Beast Kings are not someone you want to fuck with. Like, they are that strong. Like, Hercules. Toriko fighting Hercules with his, like, blue demon mode. Okay? I don't know exactly what that's called, but his, like, blue ogre demon mode. Even then, even though he punched Hercules in the face, Hercules technically was not even hurt. But it was the first time Hercules was punched in quite a long time. But still, the point is, Hercules was not hurt. And so, what that goes to prove is that the 8 Beast Kings are that freaking strong. And I love how the mangaka dives in and actually showcases this power, and actually shows, like, these are not characters you want to fuck with, or they're not just wimpy-ass characters. The hype is real, and the build-up is real, and I love that when it comes to Toriko. Now, the thing is, okay, with this arc, I am really interested to see how Bambina is going to get defeated, because, I mean, grabbing a monkey's scrotum is not something I'm going to see that's going to work out too pleasantly. It's not, okay? I mean, if the monkey, technically, since he's male, I guess if you kick him in the balls, he might go unconscious. I mean, hey, but you might ruin Pear if you do that. Another funny aspect of that is how Pear is technically going to be Komatsu's new artificial heart. And I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, Komatsu is going to get monkey balls as a heart. That's, whoa. You know, when I first read that, it took me a moment to really process that. I was like, his new heart's gonna be monkey balls. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that, ever, in a manga. Like, oh my god. Or I think in any literature I've ever read. So, 10 points for Toriko. Anyways, past that, okay, I have a couple of theories of how Bambina is going to get defeated. Now, roughly, Bambina, as we see from his personality, he's a playful monkey. He's like a chimpanzee. He's like a playful monkey. He's very playful. He's like a kid, pretty much. Pretty much, that was already clarified a while back when, you know, he was first introduced. But yeah, he's pretty much a problem child, but he seeks attention and he just wants to have fun. That's my impressions of Bambina, and it's not just that either. Bambina seems like he actually does have a weakness. It is his playful attitude. But this also is a bad thing for Toriko, because if he just playing around and he fucked him up in 0.1 seconds, they're going to get wrecked. But I personally believe that Bambina's downfall is actually going to be because of his playful nature. That's what I think is really going to happen, because he prefers to have games. Like, he's been fucking around for all these years just throwing mountains across the ocean and letting them travel across the entire world to hit him in the face. And he does it again. He just does this to have fun because he's just that bored. There was no purpose in it. So, it just shows you his type of personality. And we do know he's technically intelligent. We know he is. He has emotions and stuff like that. So, the thing is, I feel like his downfall will be his playful side. It will. Toriko and everybody might actually use that against him. But, anyways, besides those aspects, I'm going to talk about Enbu. So, Enbu, a new thing, I guess, kind of ability introduced very recently. And actually, I think there was some foreshadowing to this. I think there was. I could be wrong, though, because I have to go back and look at everything still again, because I just, read for Toriko. But the thing was, I feel like Enbu actually was kind of slightly foreshadowed once before, because in the latest chapter, chapter 307, when I was actually reading the introduction of Enbu earlier today, Enbu seems very similar to actually, I guess, the way the four beasts, like the four beasts thing, when it invaded human world, it is very similar to when the four beasts were actually warding off the attacks, like when it circulated the attacks inside of it and warded off the attacks and spit it out in the middle of that fight. And we also actually get to see this displayed once again in, this island, this area. And so, it makes me believe that Enbu actually is going to allow Toriko and all of them to actually be able to ward off attacks. Because they were actually having some form of that actually in this latest chapter. You see how Toriko and them were actually being punched at and all that, and they were having to learn how to ward off attacks with their Enbu. So it makes me believe that the four beasts, actually, when they were warding off attacks, was actually foreshadowing for Enbu. So I like that. I fucking like that. I really do. But I could be wrong, but I like that. Another thing, too, on top of that, Komatsu is pretty much close to death. And for the most part, I've been told yesterday by Chibi that he does have gourmet cells. And I did notice, I didn't think much about it when I was reading the chapter, and I was shown a picture, and yeah, Komatsu, when he was working on air, he got gourmet cells. And so, we did find out that gourmet cells have two ways of going inside of someone. For one, they can either be slowly put inside of you or they slowly adapt to your body, but it doesn't always work. Or it gets injected in you and it has a chance of turning you into a demon, pretty much, or a monstrosity. And so, I personally believe, actually, maybe Komatsu did not get him injected in, but it was slow, gradual buildup of all this wonderful food he has been eating. And that's probably what caused it to where he finally got gourmet cells inside of him. I'm willing to place money on that, since he technically does have gourmet cells now, because it didn't seem like he was injected by any gourmet cells. So it was a slow, gradual build-up of other ingredients and different things he's eaten through the course of his journey through this series. So that's what I think happened there. But anyways, I think that's pretty much my thoughts when it comes to Toriko thus far. I will be reviewing this series. I definitely will be reviewing the series. It's been very fun, and I mean, I didn't catch up this fast to not review it, so I definitely will be reviewing Toriko from now on. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.